Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program. This is Sunday Politics on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloye in Lagos. Saturday, was a sharp reminder of the October 20, 2020 incident at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos, Nigeria. There was a renewed call for a protest stemming from the order of the Lagos panel of inquiry to reopen the Lekki toll gate. The Lagos state government discouraged such protests. The police came out to also say it won't allow a protest, and the federal government did the same too. So yesterday, the protesters turned up as they planned to stage a protest at the Lekki toll gate, but the organizers of the hashtag Occupy Lekki could not break through the cordon mounted by security operatives at the toll plaza. Instead, 40 of them, including a popular online comedian, Mr. Macaroni, were arrested by the police. The demonstration was triggered by the decision of the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry to allow the Lekki Concession Company retake possession of the toll gate, a decision that is being faulted by the NSAS protesters. Tonight, we shall be discussing some of the issues surrounding that protest of yesterday, the NSAS protest of last year, and some of the issues that have been left, unresolved in this matter. A lot of people have been talking about what happened yesterday. Tonight, we shall be talking to the Lagos State Attorney General and the Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Moyosore Onigbanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, to give us a sense of the decision of the Lagos State government in this matter and what happened yesterday, and going forward, how to protect Lagos and, of course, the citizens of Lagos and their fundamental human rights. Well, a lot of people have reacted to the NSAS protest, a planned Saturday protest. One of it is the Minister of Defense who spoke about this matter. Take a listen to what the Minister of Defense said about this.
If some people are seeing this country that it has to be governed the way they want, they are mistaken. We are not elected to serve particular people. We are elected to serve this country. Whoever is involved in this thing, the military or the government will not allow it to happen. Our interest is to ensure there is peace and security in this country, and our economic activities and social life of people are restored. That is our purpose. Whatever is happening here and there is an opinion of government. If Kaduna State that they don't want to give amnesty to the people, please advise him that there is an international law staging what is to be done and how it is done. We just don't do things in isolation. We are part of the world. There are international laws and regulations that must be complied with in dealing with these situations.
Another minister has spoken about the NSAS protest and, of course, the issue of human rights under the President Muhammadu Buhari administration is the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Malami, Senior Advocate, who was on this program on Wednesday. Let me remind you of what he said about this matter.
We need to take into consideration a lot of other factors with particular reference to the compliance with the court order. And within the context of striking the balance, the options that are available to the government are multiple. One, a consideration or perhaps a possibility of wholehearted compliance with the order of the court without ado. That is comprehensive, unconditional compliance with the court order relating to unfreezing of the accounts. But that does not take away the right of the government to give further considerations when the need arises. A consideration, for example, of exercising the right of appeal against the order if the need for so doing arises, and coupled with the right of appeal, perhaps filing an application for stay of execution of the order or perhaps an application for variation of the order, among others, where the government have chosen to exercise those rights of appeal and indeed filing an application for variation of the order, or indeed an application for setting aside the order or stay of execution, you cannot, within the context of the rule of law, adjudge the government as operating in breach. It all depends on the prevailing circumstances. For example, where parties unilaterally submit to perhaps a settlement arrangement, and the order of the court is a product of settlement arrangement, I think the possibility of considering options associated with appeal, variation of order, setting aside of the order may not necessarily come into play. But where it is indeed a product of contentions between the party A saying this is how it is, the other party saying no, this is the way it is, and the court now decides to make a ruling one way or the other, then the right of the parties to appeal, right to consider application for variation of the order, setting aside the order, or perhaps maybe staying the execution of the order may come into play. So it all depends on the prevailing circumstances. It is the circumstances that are prevailing that determines what decision, what position, what direction a party involved in the suit, or perhaps a party affected by the order one way or the other could consider what next line of action to take.
You've heard some of the angles into these NSAS matter, and the rights of the citizen to protest has been debated since yesterday when this matter came up again. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, the Commissioner of Justice and the Attorney General of Lagos State, Mr. Moyoshore Onibanjo, is standing by to talk to us on the outcome and the aftermath of yesterday's incident and the arrest of Mr. Macaroni and a few others. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. We have the Attorney General of Lagos State and the Commissioner of Justice, Senior Advocate Moyoshore Onigbanjo. He joins us from Ikoyi, Lagos. Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner, for joining us tonight. Let's begin the conversation around what happened yesterday. You had a press conference, was it Friday or Thursday, and you planned that you did not want any protests. What you envisaged was there might be trouble. But the Saturday event, that's yesterday, did it go as you envisaged or as you planned?
Okay, good evening. Thank you for inviting me. So when we had the press conference, there had been calls in the social media and in the media space by two sides. One who wanted to protest against the alleged reopening of the toll plaza at Lekki, and the other who said they wanted to defend Lagos. They wanted to protect Lagos from witnessing what happened on October, I think, the 21st, when we saw all the looting, all the destruction, and everything. So what the state government decided, as itemized in the statement which I issued, was that the state government recognizes the right of people to freely assemble and to also freely express their opinion in accordance with the Constitution. But we, however, caution them that they should bear in mind that that right to freedom of expression and freedom of movement or assembly does not mean that they can block any road. It does not mean that they can vandalize public or private property. It does not mean that they can resist or prevent state government officials or men of the Nigerian police force from carrying out their lawful duties. In the statement, we also cautioned the police that in the event that there are protests, they should accord all those who protest their constitutionally guaranteed rights. So that was the stance of the Lagos state government. So yesterday at the toll gate, from the what we saw on TV, the police gathered at the toll gate. Understandably so, because they have to ensure that what we witnessed in the past does not repeat itself. So they were there in large numbers to prevent largely a breakdown of law and order. Arrests were made. We, as a state government, we don't have the duty or the powers to arrest people ourselves. The police made the arrest. Our duty, my duty as the Attorney General, is that when the police arrest anybody, we then look at the case file to see if there has been an offense or not. In this instance, the people who were arrested, immediately we learned that they were arrested. We directed the mobile court to go to wherever the police kept them and to let them face whatever charges that it was felt that they committed, and that our prosecutors should not oppose their being granted bail. And the court did sit at Panti late yesterday evening. The magistrate, the mobile court, moved there, and they convened and sat. And all the protesters were released last night on bail terms granted by the court, because our instructions was that bail should not, we should not oppose the bail applications by defense counsel. So that was largely what transpired yesterday. So the state government's concern largely is the safety of its citizens, whatever side of the divide you might be. The state government is also concerned that a repeat of the incident of October last year should never occur again. And we will do everything constitutionally to prevent such a reoccurrence. So largely, I think that was what happened yesterday.
Honorable Commissioner, let me ask, is there any regret from the point of view of the state government over how things panned out yesterday?
Well, I mean, when you say any regrets, so firstly, our duty is to follow the dictates of the law. And I believe yesterday, if people were arrested, they were charged to court, and bail was granted them. The state does not derive any joy from seeing people clamped in jail or for seeing people brutalized. But we must ensure that we have a society, we have a state where law and order prevails, and where everybody is free and secure to go about their business. So your right to protest only extends to where the other person's right to his own freedom of association and freedom of movement starts. And I believe that was the desire of the state government yesterday, that yes, people can protest if they want, it's their constitutional right, but bear in mind COVID-19 regulations, bear in mind existing laws, don't vandalize. We cannot afford the sort of vandalism we saw before. The state was also genuinely apprehensive that hoodlums might take over what is a peaceful protest. We've seen this before. And that was why the police came out in large numbers to ensure that this did not degenerate as it did the last time.
Okay, so I asked that question, Attorney General, because of some of what happened. And I'll come to that, the rights of the citizen to protest, the incidents of yesterday, some of which some have described as ugly. But let's quickly get one or two questions out. Have all these people been charged? And can you tell us what are the charges leveled against them?
Well, all the people who were arrested yesterday were charged. I think they were charged for conduct likely to cause a breach of the peace, mostly, and they've all been given bail. So those were the charges.
Saying that, Commissioner, you've seen some of the video. Perhaps let me show you of the treatment meted out on some of the arrested protesters. Let me show you perhaps the video that has now gone very viral about how police handled these men. So you can see there, Honorable Commissioner, those protesters, about 40 of them were said they have been arrested. And one of the protesters came online to say they were stripped. They were being treated badly. What do you have to say to this sort of treatment, Honorable Commissioner?
So firstly, we condemn any act of brutality, any dehumanizing act on the part of the police or anybody for that matter. So there are three ways to address this. So firstly is for the Commissioner of Police himself to set up what is known as an orderly room trial. That's the first leg of it. Secondly is that if investigations reveal that any police officer abused their authority yesterday, and those facts are sent to the DPP's office, and the DPP says that that policeman or woman has a case to answer, appropriate charges will be filed. There are instances where we have prosecuted policemen before for doing things which were contrary to law and order. The third leg of it is that, so even these citizens who claim that they were brutalized, they also have the option to also sue the police to court for these acts which they allege. So on those three legs,
we are due for a break, but watching this, Commissioner, apologies.
Substantiated.
Yeah, apologies. These activities of the police were carried in the name of Lagos State government, whom you had a press conference with the police, a joint press conference with the police last week. And so how does this make the Lagos State government feel when citizens of Lagos are being treated in this manner?
So like I've told you, the police, when they go on their duties, it's not the state government telling them to do A, to arrest Mr. A or Mr. B. They have their constitutionally defined role. The state government has its own role. The police are to arrest. The state, through the office of the Attorney General, is to decide to prosecute or not to prosecute. So the police, within the Police Act, they can go outside there and they feel that there's a threat to peace, they can arrest. But then the file comes to the office of the DPP. Then the DPP issues a legal advice whether that person who is arrested has a case to answer or not. So it's not a case of the state government going on the street itself or officers of the state government going on the street to arrest people. The Nigerian police force is an entity, a legal entity of its own. It has its own rank and file. It has its own processes. But where the synergy comes in is that there is no state government which can maintain security, peace, law, and order in its geographical area without the assistance of the police. But the role of the police stops when it comes to prosecution, and that's where the state takes over.
All right.
And even when the state prosecutes, then it goes to the judiciary to determine whether any infraction has occurred.
Honorable Commissioner, we take a break, but stay with us, please. When we come back from the break, we'll touch more about the rights of the citizens to protest their fundamental rights the role of the police in keeping peace, especially in Lagos, and the scenario which played out. And we'll be touching on issues relating to Section 40, Section 33 of the Nigerian Constitution as it relates to this issue. The Attorney General is still with us. Plus, up next, the situation which happened in the southwest region, especially in Ibadan. A former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose will join us next on the program. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's get back quickly to the conversation and wrap up now with the Commissioner for Justice and the Attorney General of Lagos State, Mr. Moyosore Onigbanjo, the Attorney General of Lagos State. Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner, for staying with us. And you mentioned the issue of those that were arrested yesterday. That, look, it's the prerogative of the police, we know, to arrest. But we see Lagos State government in this light as a parent of every citizen. And when any citizen is being maltreated, or especially the kind of comments that came as per the video that came online as to the way and manner in which these citizens were packed in the vehicle. And in fact, when we wonder, there is COVID-19, and the manner in which they put these people in the Black Maria together raises a lot of concern. If you look at the rights of the citizen, Section 33, Section 40, I can't be quoting the law to you, Honorable Commissioner, because you're Senior Advocate of Nigeria. What would you say? Okay, I understand now that we lost connection with. So we will be getting the Commissioner back in just a moment. But again, for those who are, I've seen a few reactions here and there as to what happened yesterday, the real situation of things. But again, if the producer can put on that video again for those who perhaps did not catch it, that was what surfaced online. And that man there in the red trouser is the popular comedian, Mr. Macaroni, who had come out on the social media today to say that he was beaten, amongst others, and he said, according to him, that he was stripped. So, Honorable Commissioner, if you can hear me now, how would you react to this manner? Because when you say that the Lagos State government does not know what the police is doing, but we see the Lagos State government as a parent, I feel safe because I have a government, for example. But if I'm being maltreated and the government says it doesn't know what is happening, how do you think citizens will have confidence in the government?
So firstly, you said that because I had a press conference with the Commissioner for Police, that means that some complicity. So I'm having an interview with you now. If you go on to do something illegal tomorrow, does that mean that I have foreknowledge of it? Most certainly not. The police are there to ensure peace, security for everybody. It is not impossible that one or two people in a force as large as they are misconduct themselves. How you can then say the state is responsible for that, I don't know, and I will not agree with you. Because there are people working in your station. If a driver in your station goes on the street and knocks down somebody, does that mean the chairman of your company sent him to do that? Most certainly not. So we need to be able to separate this. And like we've said, if people feel that things that are untoward as have happened, there are 3 levels on which this can be addressed. And we should address it in that manner.
All right. Honorable Commissioner, there is another issue which of course, people would debate what you said about the state government, because I believe that, and I was going to ask, if not for our time, that since the government saw what happened, is the state government going to take up the police in the manner in which people were handled, or the kind of treatment meted out on these people?
Definitely, we're going to ask the Commissioner of Police to give an account of what happened yesterday. Most definitely, the state government will ask the CP for an account of what transpired yesterday. And let me also tell you something. So in Nigeria, if you're arrested on a Friday, you are probably going to end up in police detention or whatever detention till the next week. But we made sure that the court sat late on a Saturday to ensure that people arrested were released to go home. I think that in itself shows the intention of the state government to ensure that rights are protected on both sides. The state government is there for people who support it and people who don't support it. We are bound by the law, and we ensure that the law is carried out to the letter. So these people were arrested yesterday. It could have been very easy to say, oh, courts will not sit till Monday. But we didn't do that. We chose to get a magistrate there through the mobile court. We chose to get prosecutors there, and they were granted bail, and all of them released. It's another thing that could have happened was that they could have been granted bail, and they say, oh, it's a Saturday evening. The paperwork cannot be concluded until Monday. But no, that didn't happen because we were hell-bent on ensuring that nobody's rights will be trampled upon. If you charge anybody to court, it's a bailable offense. So let them enjoy their bail. They have their lawyers. Let them enjoy their bail. Let them have their day in court. That is what the rule of law is about. It's not about the rule of man.
All right.
And that is what the state is championing.
All right.
In this state, everybody is entitled to thrive.
Okay, let's conclude the conversation in a few seconds in this, on this particular note. A lot of people are worried because of the incident of the past few days, and some members of the panel of the Lagos State Inquiry are pulling out, and one is worried about what becomes of that panel if they are unable to form a quorum. But, Commissioner, if you can just in a few seconds also add to the debate over the part of the statement that was made at that press conference when the Commissioner of Police said, and I quote him now, he said, "Inasmuch as the police respect people's opinions and human rights, no protest will be allowed," underlining the fact no protest will be allowed. Those are the words of the Commissioner of Police. And if you look at Section 40 of the Constitution, it stipulates that every person shall be entitled to assemble freely and associate with other persons.
Okay, so if you read my statement, the first thing I said was that the law, the Constitution guarantees the right of people to demonstrate peacefully. And I said it in the presence of the Commissioner of Police. And I believe that if the Commissioner of Police say that, you might ask him why he said that. But as far as I'm concerned, I re-emphasize the right of people to protest peacefully, but only adding the rider that that right does not allow them to block any road, as we witnessed in the past, to vandalize or loot property.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner
So that's
for
my comment
Justice.
on that.
All right, thank you so much. The Attorney General of Lagos State and the Commissioner of Justice, Mr. Moyoshore Onibanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, thank you for clearing the air on some of these issues.
Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure.
Let's switch gears now in our conversation. It was a sad scenario yesterday in Oyo State as trouble escalated following the clash reported in Shasha Market in Akinyele local government area of Ibadan. The Oyo State government has imposed a curfew and ordered the immediate closure of the market indefinitely. A statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, it says that the curfew is to run from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. to forestall breakdown of law and order. These sort of issues have been brewing for some time in the state, with clashes between the farming communities and herders, and has generated a lot of controversies as regarding some people leaving certain areas and sort of part of the country and the rights of other people to stay in any part of the country. So let's get the views of the former governor of Ekiti State. Former Governor Ayodele Fayose joins us on the program. Thank you so much, Governor Fayose, for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure seeing you again. It's been a long time indeed.
Thank you very much.
When I was put the call through to invite you, this matter hadn't come up. We wanted you to come and talk about what is happening in your party. Your very good friend, FFK, we understand, might be leaving your party. There's also crisis in the Southwest in PDP. But let's talk about a crisis that looks so much like a security issue. And because you're a former governor, we understand what this kind of tension could mean. What's your immediate reaction to this kind of crisis that is brewing?
Well, Shehu, I thank you very much for bringing me over and thank Nigerians. It got to a point that I probably want to be quiet because it appears everything has broken down in our country and nobody in authority is doing anything to protect anybody. I said it when I was here some times ago. I said a situation where the military will get to a level of going to the media to celebrate what I call arrest of a Boko Haram or whatever in the face of the global insecurity. What I'm trying to say in effect is that when the head is sick, the whole body will be in trouble. This problem is becoming a situation where you cannot tame such situations anymore. Nigerians are daily helpless. If you know me, I've been very vocal in respect of security, economy, and the challenges facing our country. In this peculiar situation, I want to appeal to all our colleagues, my former colleagues, the new ones and the old ones, to please put behind them ethnicity, religion, all these sentiments must be behind them. To come together, where we blame Mr. President today, governors too have a role to play. The governors are on the spot and they are supposed to hold their states. A governor is supposed, yes, you don't have the right to call the police or to give certain directives as the chief security officer in quotes, but the reality is that you must be proactive. In the case of Nigeria, I want to appeal to all the governors, whether you are APC, whether you are PDP, please come together. This language of herdsmen can carry AK-47 in defense of themselves. This language of you leaving my state and going to another state, or don't stay here or don't say that, can be managed in clear dialogue and in sincerity of purpose. If we continue like this, the rich will cry. If we continue like this, we can see a sample of what happened in the just end SARS crisis. The rich will cry. The big guys will cry. The big governors, the untouchable, they will cry. Yes, your children might be abroad. Yes, you might have stacked enough money away, but you will not spend that money in peace.
You are referring to the political class.
I am talking generally. The political class are not the only people that are rich or comfortable. There are big people in the various industries. Then we have the oil sector, you have the banking industry, you have it all around. Everybody has a responsibility to Nigeria. If they are not careful, we are on a brink.
So how do we resolve? You are from
In
the Southwest.
In the circumstance that you just mentioned, I think the governor needs to be more proactive.
The governors or the governor?
I've said generally the governors must come together and do more and put behind, I am from the north, I'm from the south, I'm from the west, and come together. Forget the Northern Governors Forum, the Southern Governors Forum, come together. The moment a governor comes out to say, you can carry AK-47, then that is a license for some people. Even that's your opinion, there's certain opinion that are better expressed in your closet. Because if we are not careful, we will set this country in flames.
So it was...
in the case of your state, with all due respect, and without being misrepresented because of the ongoing Southwest issues, I think Governor Makinde needs to be more proactive. Everybody knew this was forthcoming. The issues in your state in the last 2 weeks suggest an incident like this. When I was governor of Ekiti, I went as far as inviting the headers, the what's this union?
The Miyetti Allah.
Miyetti Allah. I brought them to Ekiti for 1 week.
You equipped some local militia.
No. In my own case,
some group you brought them the local hunters.
What I did was to go to make laws to ensure that you can't graze in my state. Cattle can't move in the night. I put checks everywhere, and I ensure that if you want to graze at the appropriate areas, we have farm settlements. You are not supposed to be grazing there. I was very clear. And those who crossed those lines went to jail. Governor of Jigawa, former governor of Jigawa came to see me. Former governor of Kano came to see me. Emissary from the then Emir of Kano came to see me. I was sincere. I meant well. You can say whatever you like about me. That law is what most of them are copying today. And we must shun hypocrisy in our country, in leadership, if we will go far. And let me put it to you. Like I said, Governor Makinde needs to be more proactive. Oyo State is a big state. Look at the incidents that happened in Igogon or Gogon or Igogon.
Yeah.
You understand? When a similar case happened in Ekiti, I was there same day. I took charge of that community. I slept in that community, of a fact. And immediately they mentioned names here and there. Instead of fight them, I went to look for them. I brought everybody to round table. And this that I'm saying to you, I have told Governor Makinde.
You've spoken to him?
I sat him down, we sat together, and I told him, Your Excellency, borrow from our experience. We are generous in this field. With all humility, Governor Makinde will probably be about 32 years when I was governor. So I have what I'm saying. Governor Kogi will probably be 28 years when I was governor. I was governor in the same set, first set or second set. I was governor with the likes of Governor Tinubu, with the likes of Governor Kalu and other governors at that time. What I'm trying to say, sir, is that share experience. The fact that you are a governor does not bring the totality of wisdom to you. And anybody who wants wisdom, Bible says if you need wisdom, you need to get knowledge, you need to get understanding. Understanding alone is not enough for you. Money alone is not for you. Office of the governor, what does it mean? Before you start, you are done. But you must share this experience. And we must pay attention to the governance of our state more than politics. Pay attention to the governance of our state more than politics.
Okay. Governor Fayose, let's take a breather. But when we come back, I'd like to get your views on what is happening in your political party. You're a leader in that party, but it seems that the house is falling apart. Let's take a break, everyone. Up next, we take another breather. But when we return, the crisis in the southwest of the PDP gets us talking. Governor Fayose is still with us. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Former Governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, has been talking to us and sharing experience on how some of these issues that we're facing, especially in the Southwest, can be handled. So how do you hope this can be permanently resolved?
Well, things has gotten so bad in terms of these elders, farmers. I don't like when they say elders, farmers crisis, one, because most of these things are caused by people who deliberately do body harm and create problems for others. But the issue here is that the presidency, as the leader of government, the president and the presidency, ought to have taken a lead. Each time we say this, they say we don't like the president. But we're appealing to him. His presence or a delegation, let us, because of COVID, the president can't come out or couldn't go anywhere. The president's delegation, a presidential delegation, will have assuaged a lot of things. Will have made a statement to show that we are not talking the northern issues of northern Nigeria or southern Nigeria. We're talking about our people. I would have expected the presidency to get a delegation to get into a few states and appeal to them. You have somebody who could speak to Hausa people, please elders, please this, please can we stop? But when we are campaigning, we carry a Yoruba man to the Yorubas in a particular state, come and speak Yoruba to your people. When we are campaigning, we carry an Hausa man to Ekiti, come and speak to your people. We should do the same in circumstances like this. When you see the language of our leaders, North, South, when you see their language, you are worried. We can't all continue to drum war. We should just try and appeal to our people.
Let me get your view on the popular man now, Sunday Adeyemo, Sunday Igboho. What's your reaction to the activities of that man?
Well, like I said to you, in Oyo State, I spoke to the governor about Sunday Igboho and appealed to him, bring him, sit him down. There is in every home, whatever you call Sunday Igboho, he said something that has generated a lot of heat. Things are managed. Sometimes when somebody says, I will kill there tomorrow, you can as well go and beg him, bring him close and appease him to save a life. Sunday Igboho, or whatever you have said, is not ignorable in the circumstance that we have found ourselves. It can now be used positively to make peace, rather than condemn him, ask him to go, they should arrest him and put him behind bars. That's not the story now. But a situation we have found ourselves calls for everyone to come to round table and appeal to their people. Sunday Igboho might not be the best of persons, but the fact remains, when crises, when they come from the lower cadre people in the society, and they're the ones that can talk to their people. The big men stay in their house, send people out to go and resolve it. My appeal is that Sunday Igboho, no matter how stupid or how you perceived him, he must be brought and be used positively in the resolution of this crisis. Right. So that's my view.
So we're talking about the crisis of the Southwest, but the main reason why we wanted to have this conversation is basically majorly a political matter, which is the Southwest. We understand that you and your very good friend, Governor Makinde of Oyo State, you have some differences now, politically speaking. Who is the leader of the PDP in Southwest?
Well, let me educate you, Sheol. The party naturally it's our way to say whoever is the leader of a party, whoever is in government as the governor, would have means to take care of the people in the party, and automatically, by playing that role, you are the leader.
So Governor Makinde is a leader.
Just wait a second. I'm not into any struggle of leadership with Governor Makinde. No. But the fact that Governor Makinde cannot come out and say he's my leader.
Is he not?
No, he's not.
But you just said that
listen. The fact that my son is coming and is a governor, I had to get up because by norms he's the governor.
So he's your political son?
No.
No, I'm just asking, just to clarify.
Listen. The gentleman is a governor, and I must respect his office. I want to choose my words, and I want to do a bit of clarification. Governor Makinde, by all standard, is the only governor in the West. But I want to ask you, all South are PDP leaders, PDP governors. Who is the leader of the governors? Because it's the only one we have. I used to be like that. But I never said to anyone, I am the leader of the West. No. But if he wants to be addressed like that, it's okay. But the issue is this. I just said it to you. The fact that I got up for my son, a governor, coming to a function, does it mean he's my father? Does it mean he's my leader? No, it's not.
But what difference do you have with him? What's the issue?
Wait.
It's obvious now that both of you are not
come to that.
in terms.
I want to come to
good
that.
terms.
Is Governor Sanwo-Olu the leader of Asiwaju in Lagos? Is Ambode the leader of Tinubu? Or Governor Wike is the leader of Odili? Please, that language, we have to choose it. I just said it to you. Governor Makinde will probably be 31 or 32 years when I was governor in 2003. I am his brother. Don't let me use languages that are unbecoming of a leader. He is the leader in the Southwest by reasons of his office. But when we go out, we will say, Your Excellency. When we are at home, we are his father. Baba.
So what's the issue that you have with him?
I don't have issues, but let me just...
Well, it's obvious. I mean,
let me just help you, because I know you want to. Now, before Governor Makinde came, there was a structure. And that structure had a Diola Feso as chairman of the West and Reverend Jenyo as the secretary. And to be honest with you, when we are saying in Southwest, everybody donates. You donate from your state. There's something zoned to your state. You bring your people, and you are called Southwest States. Executive. We met with Governor Makinde. Diola Fesa was there. Governor Oyinola was there. Adebutu was there. The Adelekis were there. The one that is a politician. We sat and gave him the right as the governor to say, these people says, what's your view? They want to continue. More so, by reasons of sheriff and the crisis we had, they've only spent 2 years in office. And you agreed to it. And whatever I'm saying before camera and before the good people of Nigeria is nothing but the truth. And to the glory of God, I come here that I will not come and say anything to the contrary. Governor Makinde said he believes in performance efficiency and all that of a Diola Feso. That's so well, he can go ahead. And I'm saying it on my honor, in my name, and everything, because I don't like swearing in the name of God and all that. We agreed. We left the place. He went to obtain forms for them. Suddenly, he changed. But may I say to you, sir, there was a structure before Governor Makinde came. And being a governor does not say you want to eradicate that structure. You can't. We won't let you.
So you disagree with him?
No, we won't let him.
Okay. So there are quick issues because of the remaining time that we have. Your friend, FFK, the governor of Kogi State, said he's going to come to the PDP. I mean, from the PDP to the APC. Governor of Ebonyi, he's gone to the APC. Are things falling apart in the PDP?
May I say this to you very clearly? In the book of James, chapter 1, from verse 4, start reading. The Bible says, the book of James says, a man is taken away in his own covetousness. Anybody who leaves PDP for APC at this time must be taken away by his own covetousness. So you may not be able to find yourself in the APC in the nearest future. It's better for me to I don't know how to describe it. I'm over 60. What do I want to become? I was governor at 42. All the opportunities anybody could offer, PDP offered me. I will now go to APC. What is missing, sir? Is there anything wrong in... You've left PDP Some once. People could choose to be dishonorable, not me. So it's dishonorable to go to I would rather go and be husband of my wife, and my sons. For me, at this age, I haven't spoken this much, I haven't gone this far, haven't defended the people of Nigeria. You know, when I used to come here, I'm a very clear Nigerian, and I'm not going to play to the gallery, I'm not going to impress you. The truth be told. But I know FFK2 is going nowhere. It's not, the perception, what they are saying is not true. I've spoken to FFK about 6 times. So you think he's not going to... I am 100% sure. But may I say to you, Sheung, a number of times, it's normal for you to sell your market for those who wants to buy. If FFK is going and it's not gone by now, then you know that something is wrong. All right, let's wrap up. And if FFK leaves PDP, it will have been dead. It's completely dead as a frontline Nigeria. It will be dead. FFK is not a politician anyway. Someone who was a minister twice? I mean, a lot of people are ministers. FFK is not a day-to-day practicing politician. But he's a fighter. He's somebody who believes things must be done properly, and he's doing that. And to the best of my knowledge, I've spoken to him because I had to ask him, FFK, is this correct? Is this true? He said, my brother, is far from it. Okay. Then I said, speak up. And I want him to speak up.
What about the governors that we understand may be leaving very soon?
You see?
We understand about 3 or 4 governors
Excuse me,
in the PDP are planning to leave for the APC.
I don't want to join everybody, people to be insinuating and in attempt to do mind games and say things that are not. If anybody wants to leave the PDP, those that have left PDP for APC, what have they brought back from there? With all respect to Senator Mishori, what has he brought back? I just want you to know.
All right. So, Governor Fayose, as it stands right now, if things are like this in the PDP and things...
There's nothing unusual in the PDP.
Really?
Nothing unusual.
You guys lost the election. PDP lost election in 2015. You lost election in 2019.
Those who won the election, what benefits have they become to Nigerians? Don't let us deceive ourselves. PDP never lost that election. But let us accept that.
Is there a possibility of PDP coming back?
Let's wait for them to run out their time.
Is there a possibility of PDP coming back?
It's by the grace of God, PDP will come back. What I'm trying to say to you, Sheung, the fact that you force yourself into office, these are the consequences that we're seeing. These are the challenges you are seeing. The moment the government begins to respect the people, there will be sanity. Today, it is the people that is afraid of government. That is why you have all these challenges. Right. When you win election properly, through the ballot box, you'll be afraid of the people. All that is happening around us is the government muzzling its own people.
All right. Thank you so much, Governor Ayodele Fayose. It's always a pleasure having you on the program. Thank you so much again for speaking on some of these issues.
I just want to say this just before we go. I appeal to Nigerians. Whether you're from North, South, West, we are all interrelated, interwoven. We've lived together for too long. Let there be peace in this nation. And these activities of our leaders' attitude must change. We must not equally promote this evil continuously. We must speak to our people. It is time to stop killings in our country.
Governor Ayodele Fayose, thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. And that's our show tonight, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.